Hi, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today I am going to be reading some Cinema Blend. So, today's Cinema Blend discussion will be about Tom Holland. Okay, so Tom Holland's rumored Spider Man 3 title would be a good choice, and here's why. Okay, so we know that eventually a third MCU Spider Man movie is coming. And if history has given us any indication, the word home will be in the title. This isn't any kind of hard and fast rule, more just that Tom Holland's first two features as Marvel Studios' Peter Parker have been Homecoming and Far From Home. Alright, so giving Spidey a home trilogy would be ideal. Okay, sounds all well and good though. But then also, social media users have had some fun speculating on what the subtitle for the next movie could be. Spider-Man Home Alone has that Macaulay Culkin vibe, especially now that Peter Tom Holland is back in New York City where he belongs. Well, the rumored title that's being floated around these days is Spider-Man Homesick, and that has a real ring to it. Take this with a grain of salt. Mind you, as the source was a website called Murphy's Multiverse, and since they have an update stating that Maxim magazines and the direct two outlets they were sourcing have since said this is based all with speculation. So let's speculate, guys. We need to know the villain of the planned third Spider-Man movie, okay? So as that could help reference what that subtitle would be, or do we? Homecoming was both a clever reference to Spider-Man coming home to Marvel after being part of Sony's universe for years, okay? So broker deals allowed the hero to return home, but the movie also featured a scene of Peter and Liz at their high school homecoming dance. Okay, so neither referred to the Vulture, the Shocker, Tinkerer, or the villains who were part of that movie. Okay, then you shift to the sequel, Spider-Man Far From Home, and you realize that this was an explanation that this story would send Peter on a European journey with his class. There he'd encounter Mysterio, Jack Gyllenhaal, and a slew of B-level baddies. But again, this subtitle didn't directly tie in the villains used in the piece. Okay, so then who do I expect to see the villain for the third Spider-Man movie? My money's on Kraven the Hunter. So for many reasons, first, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige loves to use the classic Spider-Man villains who haven't yet been explored on screen yet. This is why the MCU Spider-Man films haven't rushed to establish the Green Goblin or Dr. Octopus. I sincerely hope these characters are introduced in the world, but Kraven is an excellent choice for a villain the movies haven't used yet, and one who'd benefit from a modern spin on the take. So then, also at the very end of Far From Home, J. Jonah Jameson revealed Peter's secret identity, meaning this is a great time for Kraven the Hunter to come to New York City and track his most dangerous prey, Spider-Man. Would that mean that Peter's homesick? Only if it means he can't go home for the fear of bringing a threat to Aunt May, so he has to stay on the run in New York City. That would be very cool if the third movie started exactly from where Far From Home left off and took place over the course of 48 hours, where Peter had to avoid going home while also protecting himself from the threat of Kraven. But I can speculate on Spider-Man all day long. So tell me, does Spider-Man Homesick work? The movie currently is prepping to shoot in Atlanta, where all the big Marvel movies hit. So then, it's expected to dive in once Tom Holland has wrapped shooting on Uncharted. But then, as of right now, the third MCU Spider-Man movie is dated somewhere in the holiday of 2021. Though that is subject to change depending on what else goes on. Okay, guys, so that's just a little bit of information I wanted to tell you about the latest rumors on Tom Holland's third Spider-Man movie. So if you like this video, make sure you hit a thumbs up and you subscribe, and you guys have a nice day. Bye.